the fires of Pentecost, the apostles divided the known world into regions of apostolic activity. It was James the Greater, the elder brother of John, who wrote the gospel, who went to the ends of the earth, the furthest known part of the world, to proclaim the gospel. St. Paul himself wrote in his letter to the Romans that he wanted to come to preach in Spain. What glorious success James met with. Before he returned to Jerusalem to be killed by Herod, the faith took firm root here. And even to this day, the Catholic Church in Spain can trace her history to that fearless apostle. Here, high in the Pyrenees Mountains, in this rebuilt shrine, dating back to the 11th century, is an image of our Blessed Mother holding the child Jesus in her lap. The faith is ancient in Spain, as it was the first place our Blessed Mother appeared in an apparition as far back as the 1st century. Nearly 1,000 years old, this shrine is a testimony to the age of the faith on the peninsula the Romans called Iberia. But the Catholic Church, always hated and persecuted, as she is ever one with her thorn-crowned spouse, has suffered and bled here in this rough land for centuries. These special features we are bringing you will tell you of the glory of the Catholic blood of Spain, which was shed for almost 800 years. During the Muslim terror of the 7th century, hordes of Islamic fanatics swept across North Africa and destroyed the church there, home of such Catholic giants as St. Augustine. Once they had murdered and plundered their way across North Africa, forcing Catholics by the tens of thousands to convert to Islam or die, they arrived at the Straits of Gibraltar and turned their eyes on Europe. The Iberian Peninsula, modern-day Spain, was the doorway into the heartland of Catholic Europe. They invaded in the year 711 and conquered large sections, in fact most of the peninsula, and brought it under Muslim control, establishing the Caliphate of Cordoba. When the Caliphate began breaking apart around the year 1000, Catholics saw their chance and began attacking. The many centuries of war has become known as the Reconquista, the period in Spanish history where lands under control of the Muslims were reconquered by Catholics who possessed them more than 600 years before Islamic warlords began stealing them. The Kingdom of Castile recaptured the important Muslim city of Toledo in 1085. In 1140, the Kingdom of Aragon also began attacking the Moors, the name for the Muslims in Spain, after a union with Catalonia. In 1212, Pope Innocent III proclaimed a crusade against the Moors, and decisive victory at the Battle of Las Navas de Tolosa proved to be a blow from which the Moors would never recover. Cordoba was reconquered in 1236 and Cadiz in 1262. By 1270, the Moors had been forced into the small region of Granada in the south of Spain with their backs to the Mediterranean. They managed to hold this until Ferdinand and Isabella completed the Reconquista in 1492 by finally bringing the Moorish enclave under their control. Queen Isabella, get this, called simply Isabella the Catholic, famously led her army into battle against the Islamic forces, fully clad in armor on horseback, and also 8 months pregnant, saw her duty as a Catholic and monarch to reclaim what had been taken from the Church, even if it was centuries later. It is no wonder that her noble daughter, Catherine of Aragon, fought with equal bravery against the horrible heresy of her husband, Henry VIII of England. If you were to look around Spain today, you can see the heavy Muslim influence in most especially architecture, where even some Catholic churches are former mosques, but built on once formerly Catholic lands stolen by Muslims, now restored to the Catholic faith through centuries of the Reconquista. The Catholic Church was embarrassingly vulnerable until Isabella gave back to it a newfound confidence, a laywoman on a mission for God. We could use a few more Isabellas today, full of the one true faith and undaunted courage. Reporting from formerly Catholic Spain, begging for a religious Reconquista, this is Michael Voris for RealCatholicTV.com.